When she's in the mood, don't go trying to figure out the why. Don't start asking a million questions like you're Sherlock Holmes on a love mission. No, sir. When she's in that mood, your job is simple: be the calm in her storm. Because, see, a woman doesn't always need you to fix what she's feeling. Sometimes she just needs to feel safe enough to express it. Understanding her emotional rhythm is more powerful than trying to control the moment. A man who learns this one truth unlocks a level of connection most people never experience. Because, see, when a woman is in her feelings, she's not always looking for a solution. She's expressing the rhythm of her heart. Every sigh, every silence, every look, it all means something. But most men miss it because they're too busy trying to fix it. They want to turn that emotional energy into logic. But love doesn't operate on logic, it flows on understanding. You can't control her rhythm. You have to listen to it, feel it, and move with it. When she gets quiet, that's not the time to lecture her or ask what's wrong 10 times. That's the time to sit beside her, maybe take her hand and let her know without words that you're there. That's what she needs: presence, not pressure. A lot of men think control equals strength, but real strength isn't about control, it's about composure. When she's emotional, your calm becomes her comfort. When she's frustrated, your patience becomes her peace. That's the kind of rhythm I'm talking about. It's an energy exchange, not a battle of egos. You can't win her heart by dominating her emotions. You win it by respecting them. A woman's emotions are like the ocean. They rise, they fall, they move, and they flow. But if you try to fight the current, you'll drown in misunderstanding. If you learn to float with it, to move in harmony, that's when love starts to breathe. The beauty of understanding her rhythm is that you start to see the meaning behind the mood. You recognize when she's distant because she's processing something. You notice when she's talkative because she feels safe. You see when she's affectionate because she feels connected. And when you learn to read that rhythm, you become more than a man. You become her peace in a noisy world. See, women aren't complicated. They're layered. They feel deeply. They love completely. And they communicate through emotion. Once you stop trying to control how she feels and start appreciating why she feels, everything changes. Understanding her rhythm means learning that her bad days don't define her love for you. It means realizing that her silence isn't rejection, it's reflection. It means knowing that when she's in the mood, she's giving you a window into her soul, not a problem to solve. When a man learns to stay steady while her emotions shift, that woman starts to feel something rare, safety. And when a woman feels safe, she opens up in ways words can't describe. She trusts you with her heart, her dreams, her truth. That's the power of understanding her emotional rhythm. It's not control, it's connection. It's not about leading her, it's about moving with her. Because love, at its best, is not a battle to win, but a rhythm to dance to. A woman's mood is not a mystery. It's communication in motion. Every tone in her voice, every change in her energy, Every expression on her face is a language of its own. The problem is, too many men don't take the time to learn that language. They see her emotions as confusion instead of communication. But when a woman shifts her mood, she's not trying to confuse you. She's trying to express what words can't always capture. She's letting you know something's on her heart, something she's feeling deeply. And if you're smart, you'll stop trying to decode her like a puzzle and start listening like a partner. Her mood isn't random. It's her soul talking through emotion. When she's quiet, it might mean she's protecting her peace or testing if you care enough to notice. When she's playful, she's inviting you into her joy. When she's irritated, maybe she's not mad at you. Maybe she just wants to know if you can handle her truth without running away. That's communication. A woman's emotions move like music. The tone changes, but the message is always in the melody. The real question is, are you listening to the song or just hearing the noise? Because a woman can tell when you tune her out, and when she feels unheard, she shuts down, but when she feels understood, she blooms. Men often think emotions are weakness, but the truth is emotions are power. That's how women connect, how they give love, and how they ask for it in return. Her emotions tell you what words never could. When she needs reassurance, when she needs space, when she needs to be held. But to hear that you got to be emotionally fluent, you got to learn how to read the little shifts, the pause before she answers, the sigh after she speaks, the smile that fades when she feels unseen. That's not drama, that's communication in motion. That's her heart speaking a language only patience can translate. Every woman wants a man who doesn't just hear her, but feels her. When she's emotional, she's not asking for you to fix her. She's asking for you to feel with her. That's what makes her trust you. When you can sit with her through her mood without judgment, without walking away, she starts to see that you're different, that you're solid, that you understand her heart, not just her words. Because love isn't found in big gestures, it's found in small understandings. It's found in how you react when her emotions shift. If you can remain calm, kind, and compassionate when her mood changes, you become her peace. So know her mood isn't a mystery. It's her way of letting you in. And the man who learns to listen to her emotions, not just her words, becomes the one she trusts with her heart. Because at the end of the day, communication isn't about talking more, it's about feeling deeper. Real men don't react. They respond with patience, presence, and peace. There's a big difference between reacting and responding, and that difference can make or break a relationship. A reaction comes from ego. It's quick, defensive, emotional. A response comes from understanding. It's calm, thoughtful, and grounded. When a woman is in her feelings, what she needs most is not a man who reacts to her mood, but one who responds to it. Because when you react, you add fuel to the fire, but when you respond with patience and presence, you calm the storm. You show her that you're steady, not shaken. That's what makes her trust you. That's what makes her soften. Every man faces moments when his patience is tested. Maybe she's upset, maybe she's distant, maybe she's just emotional, and you don't know why. The easy thing to do is get frustrated, to raise your voice, to defend yourself. But the real strength lies in staying calm, keeping your tone gentle, and choosing peace over pride. That's what separates a boy from a man. See, a real man understands that love isn't a contest of who's louder, who's right, or who wins the argument. It's about creating a space where both people feel safe to express themselves without fear. Patience gives love room to breathe. Presence is another part of that power. When she's in her feelings, don't disappear into your phone, don't walk away, and don't act like she's too much to handle. Just be there. Sometimes your silence says more than your words ever could. Just your steady presence can make her feel grounded again. Women feel energy more than anything. They can sense when you're emotionally checked out, and they can sense when you're fully with them. When you respond with presence, she knows you're not just physically near, you're emotionally available. That's what gives her comfort. And then there's peace, the energy that every woman craves. When you carry peace inside you, she feels it without you even saying a word. It's in your tone, your patience, your body language. Peace is contagious. If you stay calm, she will calm down too. But if you react with anger, you'll only mirror her frustration. And that's how small problems turn into big ones. A man who brings peace is a man who wins her heart over and over again, because peace says, you're safe here. Peace says, I see you even when you're not at your best. Peace says, I'm not leaving because of one bad moment. So when the mood shifts, take a breath before you speak. Listen before you answer. Feel before you judge. That's how you build love that lasts. That's how you show her that you're not moved by emotion, but grounded in care. Real men don't react. They respond, because love deserves patience, not pride. The right gesture in the right mood can change everything between you two. Love isn't always about grand words or expensive gifts. Sometimes it's about the smallest actions done at the right moment. When a woman is in a mood, what she often remembers most isn't what you said. It's how you made her feel. You could talk for hours, try to explain or fix things, but one kind gesture can speak louder than all the words in the world. A simple touch, a soft smile, a genuine I'm here can melt walls that arguments could never break. That's the power of a man who pays attention, the man who knows when to talk and when to simply hold her hand. See, every woman has emotional seasons. There are times she wants to be close, times she needs space, times she's quiet because her heart is heavy. The right gesture isn't always something big. Sometimes it's bringing her coffee without her asking, wrapping your arms around her when she's tired, or just listening without interruption. It's in those little acts that she feels seen and loved. Because when you respond to her mood with thoughtfulness instead of frustration, she realizes you're not just there for the good days, you're there for her. A lot of men miss those moments because they focus on logic. They think if she's upset, I'll just ask what's wrong and move on. But emotions don't work like that. You can't fix a mood with a question. You fix it with compassion. The right gesture says, I understand without you explaining. That's why women love men who are attentive. Because when you notice the little things, the change in her tone, the way her eyes shift, the silence after a long day, it tells her you care enough to read her without needing subtitles. That's intimacy. Sometimes the right gesture is giving her space without making her feel abandoned. It's knowing that silence doesn't always mean distance. It can mean she's processing. And sometimes the right gesture is laughter. When you can make her smile in a storm, you become the calm she needs. When she's moody or tired and you bring light energy instead of tension, that's what she remembers. Love grows stronger when you know how to move with her emotions instead of resisting them. The truth is, the right gesture isn't something you can plan. It comes from paying attention, from caring enough to sense what she needs in that moment. It could be a hug, a word, a meal, or even just eye contact that says, I've got you. When you master that, you create emotional security. You teach her that no matter what mood she's in, she can count on your presence and your love. And that kind of man doesn't just love her. He understands her because it's not the size of the gesture that matters. It's the sincerity behind it that changes everything. Love isn't about fixing her mood. It's about feeling her mood. Too many men make the mistake of thinking they have to solve every emotional moment a woman goes through. They see her upset and immediately jump into repair mode, giving advice, reasoning with her, or trying to convince her that things aren't as bad as she feels. But that's not what she needs. What she needs is for you to feel with her, not fix her. She doesn't need a mechanic for her heart. She needs a man who understands it. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is sit beside her, hold her hand, and let her know it's okay to feel whatever she's feeling. That's not weakness. That's emotional maturity. When you try to fix her emotions, you send a message that her feelings are inconvenient or wrong. But when you take the time to feel them with her, you tell her she's not alone. You tell her, I see you, I hear you, I'm with you. And that's when she feels safe to open up. That's when her walls start to come down. Love isn't measured by how quickly you can make her smile again. It's measured by how willing you are to sit with her in the moments when she can't. The truth is, emotions don't always need solutions. They just need space, and your calm energy gives her that space. A woman doesn't want you to fix her because deep down, she already knows what she feels. What she wants is connection. She wants to feel that you care enough to understand where her heart is. When she's hurt, she doesn't need you to tell her it's fine. She needs you to acknowledge that it's not fine right now and that it's okay. She wants empathy, not logic. The man who can say, I understand, that must have really hurt, builds a bridge that no argument can tear down. Because empathy builds intimacy. It shows her that your heart listens before your mouth speaks. When you learn to feel her mood, Instead of fixing it, you start to understand the deeper side of love, the part that isn't about control, but connection. It's about being emotionally tuned in enough to know when to hold her and when to give her space. It's about sensing when she needs laughter and when she needs silence. You become her emotional anchor, not by solving her pain, but by standing with her in it. That's what makes her trust you, not your words, but your presence. So the next time she's upset, don't rush to fix her. Take a breath, slow down, and feel what she's feeling. Look her in the eyes and let her see that you're not running away from her emotions. Because when you can handle her heart without judgment or panic, that's when she truly knows she's loved. Love doesn't fix, it feels. And when you learn that difference, everything about the way you love will change. When she's in the mood, your job isn't to win, it's to connect. Too many men make the mistake of turning emotions into competition. They want to prove a point, defend themselves, or control the situation. But love doesn't need a winner, it needs understanding. When she's in that emotional space, whether it's sadness, passion, frustration, or tenderness, she's not inviting you to a fight. She's inviting you into her heart. That moment is not about who's right, it's about who's real. Connection always beats control. When you stop trying to win the moment and start trying to understand it, that's when love deepens. When a woman is in her mood, she's expressing something sacred, her truth in that moment. It may not always come out calm. It may not always make sense to you, but it's still real. And the worst thing a man can do is try to overpower that truth with logic